when midline is not initiating in my baby. Initiation is the big key. There are some serious midlines, and again, these are scales that I'm going to be working on more so. But let's say if it's with CP, and just to go over midline, I'm not saying because I'm doing a live, this means, you know, you have CP or to whom I might be speaking with, but I just want to give a clear example of it. So with cerebral palsy, you get a commitment of the wrist or you get a commitment of the wrist typically. But the wrist can't go in and out. It can't cross midline. Typically, the elbow might jut out or jut in. But again, you don't have that midline crossing. The nose. People think because I go like this and this, right? I haven't like this and this. I haven't crossed midline. It might look it from this point of view, but visually, this is crossing midline with my eyes, right? Or this is crossing midline with my nose, right? But this to this, if my eyes and whatever, if they stay the same, then I'm not crossing midline. Midline happens in tummy time. It is a very important milestone. It can't be an activity. It has to be a milestone. And it usually happens right directly out of birth. Even in the NICUs, you hear of Joey hold. But why is tummy time so important? Because tummy time, especially for the jaw, your head might be resting on the ground. Oh my gosh, so much stuff happens with speech, the tongue, and just lying there. The eyes, right? Even you can't use your eyes. The reason no muscles are supposed to be happening because lying there, the eyes just respond to gravity in that midline. Then about 3 weeks of age, eyes start coming into play, but you don't want the asymmetry of the eye coming because look at them I get, and that's where torticollis might come into play. There's so many things that can come around from that. In tummy time, if it's done properly, not a prop, because again, look at the midline, right? I'm here and I'm just laying there and my chest is able to go to and fro. But guess what? That's a pre-crawl. So and you might say, you know, Michelle, but my kid had reflux. I get it. Things happen, but the movements still need to happen. And if not, they need to happen through touch. And that's the beauty that you have here. You really need to work on that midline crossing. I've got 6 simple exercises and gosh, guys, please, the Fast Start program. But just because your child might be in crawling, if they didn't get these great little movements from tummy time, right? These little movements that they should have had are now big movements in tummy and crawling, and they're just not getting. And so you can't, again, movement needs to initiate. Right? And then from initiation, then it goes into stimulation and enhance. But if the movement didn't initiate, that's where you're coming into play as a parent, or you have to go to a movement lesson practitioner. But that's where you need to go, right? The neuromuscular clinics coming up, and I'll have all the midline scales there that you can go and you'll be able to evaluate your child. And you can start looking for those neuromuscular clinics that I'm having throughout the world. The US, Czech, and Italy, but please, 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 these are important features that your child needs to go through. So looking with your child, it's not about if they have CP, it's not about if they have autism, it doesn't matter if they have something or not. What they need to have is movement, right? And that's what we're here to offer. If you've tried a video and you're still not getting it, then say, hey, Michelle, I'm working on this. What do you think? Show it. Everyone comes here for the initial. I asked for 2-week follow-up. Crickets. Guys, if I'm asking for a 2-week follow-up, your baby's getting in trouble. And it doesn't necessarily need to be cerebral palsy. It doesn't need, delays are delays. It doesn't, the label doesn't matter. We need to prevent the delays. 1/3 of our kids are in special needs. I want to lessen those numbers. And so with that, you can do it with here because you're working on your child and they're getting the help they need. Thanks.